The next chapter is about to begin. Join us live every Tuesday and Thursday for brand new episodes of the American Contractor Show. Our mission is to bring you the latest tools, innovations, and knowledge to help you become the most informed contractor in your market. Knowledge is the ultimate power, and we are connecting you with the most knowledgeable minds in our industry. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. American Contractors, I hope you're ready. This one's for you.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I, as a contractor, appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor who's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
Good Monday afternoon, everyone. Lee Meteorologist Sean Choquet here for our daily hail forecast. Sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and our Summit and Balance Claims. Check them out in the description below if you're watching us here on Facebook. And today is the start of what will probably be a pretty busy period of severe weather here, guys. We have a chance for some severe weather this afternoon and into the evening hours in two different spots. And that's going to be the start of what's going to be a very long stretch of severe weather for here, at least in March anyway. Looks like we could have a pretty intense tornado outbreak on Wednesday. We're going to break that down. And also, still got in there, vote for Hail Trace to win the Storm Awards. And just another note, this is actually the last day we're going to be using these graphics. We're going to be having a huge upgrade tomorrow for the videos. If you notice, the camera quality has gotten a little bit better. I think our lighting will get a little bit better, and then the graphics are going to be very different for the forecast tomorrow. So say goodbye to PowerPoint. We got some cool stuff coming up for you guys soon. So this is a forecast for today. We have two different areas we're looking at for hail. We have the Kansas City to St. Louis area. That's along I-70. We could see some storms with the quarter to $half size hail this evening going into the overnight hours. We also have a chance for some storms that could have up to some quarter size hail near Birmingham, points to the south and west and parts of far eastern Mississippi, where we could see some gusty winds and maybe even some quarter size hail through this afternoon. And again, also into tonight. The wind forecast, I'm really focusing in on Alabama for this one. I don't think we'll see too much wind up along I-70. So we'll see, again, up to 60 mile per hour gusts. This is not at all what the big story is for Alabama. That's going to be on Wednesday, and we're going to show you guys that in a minute here. So here's that future radar. You can see two different areas. Got the storms here over by Alabama, and then these guys, keep an eye. There could be a surprise little more intense storm than expected across Missouri this afternoon into the evening hours. So this is going to be after about 4 or 5 p.m., extending into the overnight, and then also storms forming late across Alabama as well. Again, nothing too wild. These are mostly elevated, which means there won't really be any tornado risk. However, again, you could get that hail, lots of it possibly falling down upwards of that $half size. For Tuesday, much bigger area. This is day one of what's going to be 3 probably very active days. And the biggest takeaway from all of this is going to be the timing of it. Here in Oklahoma and into Dallas, where you have that up to golf ball size hail possible, this isn't happening in the afternoon. This isn't going to be 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening time. This is actually going to be well into the overnight hours. This stuff's not going to fire until probably 11 p.m., close to midnight, extending pretty much all night and then going into Wednesday. So we could be in for a very long couple days here at the Hail Palace. I have low chances across the board right now. We'll probably update this tomorrow morning when we get a little bit better idea of what exactly we're going to be seeing here. But I think the best hail threat's going to be in Oklahoma and down towards Dallas. We have a little more instability, a little bit more isolated storms that could have some bigger hail here. So in that golf ball size, again, after midnight, have hail possible all the way up to Kansas City, and then extending east here into the deep south from Atlanta to Birmingham to Jackson. We could see some storms forming in the evening hours into the overnight. We're going to have a warm front pretty much rocketing to the north on Tuesday night into Wednesday, and that's going to be your first real severe weather risk, possibly some tornadoes and hail upwards of $1.25 to $1.5 size. And going into the main risk on Wednesday, I think the biggest threat might end up being tornadoes and not so much hail for that. So there's the wind threat right now as well, basically the same area. I cut Kansas City out of there. I think you guys are going to be north of where the best wind is going to possibly be. And then finally, there's that future radar for your Tuesday, starting here in the Ohio Valley, seeing down to southeast. Yeah, there's activity in the morning from in Alabama, and then as we push forward into the overnight hours, see a couple intense storms in Texas, and then here's that warm front pushing to the north, getting close to daybreak. So at the very end of the run, that's 7 a.m. on Wednesday, and you have storms pushing north across Alabama and Mississippi, and that is where your first real tornado threat and hail threat is going to be. A lot of possibly elevated hailers with this, so that $1.25 to $1.5, maybe ping pong ball size hail. We'll be pushing a little bit further to the west here into the southern plains for Oklahoma, Kansas, and northern Texas. Nothing during the day. So tomorrow during the day is going to be quiet. But again, as we get into the overnight hours, this is after about 9, 10 o'clock, you see those isolated storms forming. Those could have the biggest hail in there. And then you can even see some storms down by Dallas as well. So we'll be watching this very carefully. Of course, we could end up having some overnight activity, and we'll be here mapping it all for you. Maybe not going live at 4 in the morning, but we'll definitely be tracking all these storms for you guys and mapping them out. And then here's that look ahead. Here's Wednesday. This could be a pretty big day here, guys, everywhere, especially in this area. Highlighted with hatching from Memphis down to Birmingham. We could see some really intense storms, strong tornadoes, lots of activity, lots of isolated storms everywhere from Tulsa east to practically the East Coast. Wednesday could be a very busy day. We could be seeing storms, again, at daybreak on Wednesday and extending all the way into Thursday. So this might be one of those near 48-hour severe weather events. So keep it here. We'll do our best to try to go live for anything intense that might be happening. Again, I think right now the main risk, especially where I have hatched, it might be tornadoes more than anything else, and that's always very concerning. Oops, I didn't get rid of it on there. And then here's your Thursday risk. It pushes over to the East Coast, so places like North and South Carolina, parts of Georgia, even along the Texas, Florida panhandle, we could see severe weather. And depending on storm mode of what happens on Wednesday, Thursday will really depend on whether there's a hail chance or not. If we have isolated storms, they kind of break up, we could see some hail on Thursday. And if not, it's a squall line, then it's just going to be a wind threat. Too early to tell right now, but honestly won't really know until we're moving into Thursday. So again, probably a pretty active week here, guys. Storm season's here. We are really starting to take off very fast, getting off to the races before we even get the new graphics out. So follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I think we'll have a Twitch channel pretty soon as well. So all at Hailtrace. Hit see first on Facebook so you don't miss anything, especially that live coverage when it's not at a scheduled time. Give us a call at 855-334-4245. Any comments, questions, or concerns, you want to get yourself ready for the 2021 season in areas where you might not have started working yet. Well, you might be getting ready to work here by the end of this week. Email us as well at info@hailtrace.com and visit our website for more details. I'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m. for an update. Try to really break down everything what we're expecting for this severe weather event this week with some new graphics. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 12 p.m.